Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Astrology Today and Tarot. My name is Mel Rose. This is the Tarot portion and the second half of my daily astrology vlog, which you can check out on my other channel, Astrology Today with Mel Rose. Over there, you can find a description of the day's astrological aspects as I have drawn them out here. Here, I will discuss the tarot card that sits on the side of the page. Then I'll play another card that, given the context of today's astrology, may give us something more to think about. So let's get into it. The card that currently sits on the side of the page, and for just a couple more days, is the Three of Swords. And the Three of Swords is here because astrologically it represents the second 10 days or the second decan of the sun's transit in the land of Libra. There it is right there. So, Libra is an air sign, and swords in tarot are air element symbolism. And air element symbolism has to do with the thoughts we have, the plans we make, and how we use our words. Specifically, how we use our thoughts, plans, and words, with the reminder in tarot that, that's a double-edged sword. It can be used to help or to do harm. And so we come to the Three of Swords here, and we see that somebody has been done some harm, right? This is that heartbreak feeling of having been pierced to your core by the words that people have said, the thoughts that they have had about you, the plans that they have made. It's a very dark and stormy feeling. There are dark clouds overhead. It's a gray sky. There's rain coming down. And somebody really feels as though they have been stabbed in the heart. Okay, so what a terrible feeling. And I've definitely been there. And if you are there right now, I am so sorry that this has happened. But please understand that this feeling does not go on forever. Eventually, we are able to heal from the broken heart. First of all, here are some steps to healing a broken heart. For one thing, separate yourself from the people who would wound you. All right. If somebody has used their thoughts, their plans, or their words bad enough, in a way that was bad enough to wound you in this way, then they're not your friends, and you probably should not be hanging around them, okay? And then as you take that distance and some time to sort of calm the emotions, then you will notice that also the things that they did and said really didn't have anything to do with you. They had more to do with them. And you can begin to sort of pull those swords back and attend to your wounds, knowing that your heart will come back stronger, and you will be more capable of connection with people who are more worthy of your time and attention. And with all of that said, I'm going to turn this card over. Oh, we got the World. Okay. So the World is a major arcana card. It's a sort of a bigger lesson or a bigger message than, say, the Three of Swords. The message of which is that heartbreak happens and that we can heal from it. But the World is the end of the major arcana, so it is the completion point on the Fool's journey, right? So when we come to the World, we've come to an end point. There's a little bit of like looking back and reviewing how things have gone. We've culminated. We've sort of learned everything that we came to learn about a certain situation, have done everything that we came to do about a situation. And now, we pause for a moment and appreciate this completion, this feeling of completion that we will have with us. See the infinity signs. We will have that feeling of completion, at least in this part of our lives, forever. Okay, we will know what we have done, what we have said, what we have experienced, and it will be a part of us. And then also with the World, because we've come to this point of completion, we also come to a point where it is time to look ahead into the next sort of the next round of living, right? the next chapter of our lives. So, it's funny. I know quite a few people who it would appear are either coming to the end of a big chapter in their lives, or they have come recently to the end of a big chapter in their lives. And I see them sort of looking around and saying, okay, well, what comes next, right? And really, that's up to you. You've made this completion. You have all this experience under your belt now. You know what you know about what has come before, and you can take that experience with you into the next chapter of your life, right? You don't have to leave it behind and just become completely new to the world again. Although it's almost like a rebirth. You see that this person is wearing no clothing, that they're almost like swaddled in this cloth, but not really. So it's really kind of the end and the beginning. It's the death and the rebirth, okay? And this person has two wands in their hands, and this indicates sort of magic wands looking to me. It sort of indicates that, having had these experiences, you are given the power to do whatever it is that you choose going forward. Very positive card for me in general. In the four corners, you see the four fixed signs. We have Aquarius, which is fixed air, Scorpio, which is fixed water, Leo, which is fixed fire, and Taurus is fixed earth. And so the world kind of encompasses all four of the elements. You've brought all of the elements together to do your bidding, and you have completed your task. Well done. Okay, so let's take a look. Saturn is in Aquarius right now. We are in Saturn's retrograde, talking about, our personal commitments to the community and the collective at large, and what more we might be doing to be involved and connected to our community for our own lift, or for our own support and uplift, and that of the people around us in the collective. And then in Scorpio, well, we don't really have much going on in Scorpio right now, nor do we have anything in Leo, but in Taurus, we have the moon today and Uranus, and they're making a conjunct, right? So moon conjunct to Uranus, this brings like a what do we say? Like a sort of intense, buzzy, impulsive vibe. And, it doesn't really happen until after midnight tonight. It's early tomorrow morning. So if you're up at that hour, I really guide you to notice what impulsive things you are being called to do, early in the morning. And, just think about the consequences of what you're going to do next, because when Uranus and the moon get together, it's very impulsive, it's very from the heart, but it doesn't always come across, very well to the people we keep close to us. If you make an impulsive change of the heart or in the home and you don't communicate with the people around you, they might be sort of thrown for a loop when things are new when they wake up tomorrow morning, right? So be careful about that. And, in terms of just completions, right? We've recently had a full moon. It was just a couple of days ago, where we, appreciated and celebrated the culmination of our goal completing efforts over the past months and years. Whatever goals we have accomplished so far, we've done the celebration and the appreciation of that culmination, and now we're in this phase. It's almost like she's in this phase too. You see the way the body is facing toward the future, the head is facing a little toward the past, but the eyes are kind of off to the future as well, right? So we're kind of thinking about how things have gone for us, right? We don't have to move on right away and just make the fresh start. In fact, there are things to do between when we have culminated our goal and when we get to work on the next part of it, right? So we are in this part of the moon's phase where we look back on everything that we have accomplished and we see how it went for us, and then we, start to sort of make the list of things that no longer work for us, make the list of things that we no longer need or need to include in our culminations or in our celebrations, so that we will know when we get to that third quarter in Cancer what it is that we need to dispose of, okay? So what we need to release or let go of in this life, so that we can get from this past chapter, what is it that is left over from this last chapter, now that you've come to a completion point, that you can now just leave behind or let go or release out into the world to be, of some help to somebody else. So this is the point we're at. That's what the world very much looks like to me right now. It's like, yes, we have made a culmination, and I'm thinking about what I need to lose before I give much thought to what I'm going to start again. taken together with the Three of Swords. I mean, a Three of Swords, like I said before, really should be a completion of sorts, right? When somebody is willing to speak to you in such a way, or think about you in such a way, or talk about you in such a way, or make plans about you in such a way. And you know, the internet comes a lot with swords, because that's a lot of where we do our communicating. If somebody has been, you know, slandering your name on the on the internet, or has just come and said terrible things to you that really wounded you to your core, or has done something where, you know, a lot of people maybe are coming at you with their swords and trying to hurt you because, you know, of something they think you said or did. Understand that that relationship, the person that that did this in the first place, and the people who come at you with their words and their plans and their thoughts to wound you, those people are not your friends. Okay, so you need to put an end to whatever communication you're having with people who would wound you, or who would just take out their anger on you, or take out their confusion on you, or take out their own lack of planning on you, for that matter. Okay. Make sure, and you know, this is a feeling you want to leave behind, and it's not really as simple as saying, okay, I'm not heartbroken anymore, right? Okay, that doesn't hurt anymore. You know, if it's, you know, it still hurts, and you will have wounds to attend, and you will have growing pains as you go through the attending of those wounds. But you know, but it would pay to understand that this is a point of completion. When you get that feeling in your heart like somebody has really stabbed you, then we're putting a chapter to an end somehow. Okay, a chapter with a person or a group of people, or maybe with a social media or something like that, so that we can make a fresh start. Okay, we say, oh, I'm done with that chapter, I'm not having any more of this disrespect or enmity, or you know, these attempts to disgrace me. I'm going to distance myself from that and move on to a different chapter in my life. Seems like a pretty clear interpretation, huh? You have the power to move on. Understand, you brought this thing to a point of completion. If it's not complete yet, if you've been stabbed in the heart and you still don't feel like it's complete, that's because you have not brought it to a close. Okay, so understand that your endings are brought by you. Okay, you're the one who has to bring closure to the situation, whether by just you know, blocking people or you know, or by, you know, ending your relationships with them, not allowing them, you know, access to you so that they can be abusive in the way that they have been. All right, that's your job, to bring that to a stop, to bring that to a completion, and to look ahead to a better way of relating to people, or better people to relate to in general. Okay, friends, I think that's all I have to say about it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I truly appreciate your presence here. My name is Mel Rose, and I'll see you all back here tomorrow for more Astrology Today and Tarot.